Another lovely day. What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. That's right. As we get out here today, you guys should know the routine, but if you're new to the channel, what this is your partner MoneyBass, yours truly, gets out here. I'll try to bring one or two or maybe three fish to the boat. Let you guys take a guess at the weight of that fish. If you are a subscriber, thing one, and you guess the exact weight of that fish, thing two, then bam, there you go. That's all it takes. And then you will be a winner of this thing we call Bass for Cash, and you will get a nice cash payout, all right? Want to start off with a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. You guys have heard that name a lot, so it is about to be the season where you will need some of that residential or commercial outdoor landscaping lawn things done for you. So make sure you keep SWAT Lawn Operations in mind. And also want to give a big shout out to Fish X Live. All right, I see we have Bassin with Big Malone in the chat. What's going on, Roxanne? All right, so you guys are ready to get out here and see if anybody can win any of this money today? All right, so we'll be out here for a short time, not a long time, a good time, not a long time. But let's go ahead and get rolling. We're going to head out to a spot or two. Make sure you guys continue to get active in the chat. Introduce yourselves. If anybody new comes into the chat, just let them know what's going on here. We're out here to have some fun. Let's see, what else, guys? Am I leaving anything out? Well, let's go ahead and take a run to our first spot that we're going to go to. Let me just try to think, how long of a run do I want to make today before we get started, guys? How long of a run do I want to make before we get things started? All right, so here we go, guys. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take off and get things started. We have 5280 Outdoors checking in. Good to see you in the chat. You said went out yesterday for an hour and got skunked. Oh my goodness. Not the skunk. You didn't have the little black and white little animal following you around, did you? It says, please, Mr. Groundhog, work your magic. All right, who else do we have? We have, who is that? I like cake. What's going on? Good to see you back in the chat. We have Caden. What's going on, Caden? So yeah, we're gonna get out here for a little bit, guys. We are just getting started. We haven't even made the first cast of the day yet. So I'm just kind of idling through a no-wake zone, trying to determine where do we want to start off checking around, see if we can catch a few fish today. So we'll run around to a few little spots, see what we can find. Shout out to the Burning Season. He says, imagine going fishing and not inviting me. Oh, but you got the invite, Burning Season. I mean, you're a member of the Money Team now. I see the badge next to your name. So I know you got the invite. Right? Let me know if they didn't give you the invite. And also, make sure you guys mark your calendars. I will be live in a tournament this weekend on Saturday at Lake. Let's see, what lake will I be at this time? Lake Sinclair, guys. We'll be at Lake Sinclair. So we'll have a little bit of fun out there. What's going on, Chef Boy? Yeah, buddy. So we're going to get out here and see what we can find. Have a little fun with it today. See if we can get one or two fish to the boat. See if anybody wants to walk away with any of these funds that we have in the pot. You guys know we keep $100 on deck for you guys to see if you can walk away with any of that cash today. So we're about to roll out, see if we can make it happen. All right, Burning Season says, are we having a casting contest today? You never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but we're going to see. What's going on, Zachary? He says, hey, man, don't scare those fish. That motor's kind of scaring them away. What's going on, Levi? Good to have you back in here. Donald Brown. Donald's in here like, hey, buddy, I'm getting me some tournament money today. Donald like, I'm going to get some of that cash for that bass to pay for my tournament fee for this weekend. All right, guys, so we're going to stop here. And if you guys have noticed, take a look right there. I went ahead and put my target lock back on the boat. So I have my foot pedal down here that I use to control that. And, you know, I've kind of got used to fishing without that. Let's see, we have this set on 30 feet. So the lake that I was just fishing at on Tuesday was, I was fishing the shallow a lot. So you see that I have this set on 30 feet. So we're going to bump this back out to about 60 feet. Because we're going to be in some deeper water today. I'm going to play around. You guys know I've been wanting to catch something on one of those minnow baits that I have. So we're going to get out here and kind of scout around, play around with that. Get my trolling motor turned on, get everything set up before we get rolling. And actually, let's see what chip I have in here, guys. So we have a Navionics chip right here. Let's see what else we have. So I have this Lake Master chip that I keep up here in the console. You guys will notice that I have this other unit is missing right now because I sent that. I have to send it in. They're going to replace it for me. So that'll be a good deal. All right, so I have this Humminbird VX chip. I'm going to put this up in the front and put this Navionics back here. I want to be able to see some of these contours a little bit better. So I need to go ahead and order another chip. So what I'll do is just stick this VX card in here so we can have the mapping that we need. $52.86. Oh, that's pretty. So what I'm gonna be looking for, guys, is timber lines. That's what I'm gonna look for today and see if we can get any fish out of there. I know you guys don't like it whenever I come out here and I'm trying new stuff, because there's a good chance that that skunk that was hanging out with 5280 may decide to come and hang out with me too. But we'll see. But I want to get out here and try some new techniques today, because that's the only way to get better at stuff, right? And so in the process, you guys can hang out with me, ride along, and see if we can get a few fish to the boat. Chocolate Sprinkle says, hey, I can see you. I know what you did last summer. All right, so we're just waiting for this to boot up. I want to get my mapping set up on this unit down here. Actually, I need to clean that screen off a little bit. Let's see if I have something back here that I can clean the screen off with. I think this will do right here. Just put a little water on the screen and then just wipe those water stains off. Waiting for this unit to boot up so I can go to the mapping screen. Oh, you know what? I forgot this is a G2 unit, so my mapping is not gonna work. That VX card is not gonna work on this unit right here. Well, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles, huh? All right, so now let's switch these back. So I have to get another Lake Master chip. Let's see. So this will go back in here. Actually, hold on. This will go back in here. All right, we're about to get started, guys. We are about to get started. I just had to take a little time to get everything set up the way that I needed it to be. Let's see what chip I have in here. What is that? All right. All right, now, the rods and stuff that I have. Now, these are what I was using. Actually, these rods that I have right here, this is what I'm going to be throwing this weekend, guys. We're going to be throwing this crankbait. We're going to throw spinnerbait. I'll probably change that crankbait out to a different crankbait. But I'm not even going to put these back in the rod locker, because is today Wednesday or Thursday? In the chat, what's going on, David? Back in. He says, hi from South Africa. Good to have you back in the chat. Have you been back out on the lake? You've been back out on the lake since the last time we were chatting in these messages. All right, so, and this wacky rig. So I'm gonna put all of these down here. These are pretty much the 4 rods. And of course, with my shaky head that I will have on the deck for the tournament this weekend. But for today, what we're gonna be doing is fishing the shaky head. All right, so today is Thursday. Yeah, so just have one more day left. So we're gonna get these rods set up that I'm gonna use for today. So we have Whipstick checking in. He says, this weekend you have to throw a jerkbait also. I don't know. I doubt I'll be throwing a jerkbait. I don't think I've ever fished a jerkbait on that lake. You know, I like going after those largemouth. I like fishing cover. So I'm going to have a spinnerbait, because I can throw that in grass. I can bring that through laydowns. I can bring that through a bunch of good cover. And I noticed that my stinger hook is missing off of my my bait. Nobody really says, chat, y'all know we ain't, let me see, weighing no fish until we get 50 likes. That's right, 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite. Nobody really knows the routine. All right, so we're gonna just put a quick polymer knot on this right here. Wet that line, tighten it up. So that's a nice polymer knot. That's pretty much what I tie on just about all of my lures. All right, so we got that ready. Let's go ahead and put a little stank on it, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? I feel like we're gonna have a little bit of fun today, guys. We're gonna have some fun. Let's see how long it takes for me to actually locate the fish that we're gonna be targeting today. Sometimes we find fish right away. Sometimes it may take a little bit, but eventually we find a fish or two. All right, so now what else are we gonna use? We're gonna have that shaky head, and of course, you guys have seen me talking about this minnow bait. I want to get used to doing that, so we're gonna try that out, and let's see what else. Now these fish, I'm thinking are gonna be relating to the bottom, so we're gonna get a little minnow bait. So we'll throw that. I know. Shout out to Whipstick. He said go ahead and throw a jerk bait. So if I start seeing some suspended fish, then you guys see my jerk bait down there. So I'll get that out. That's Cyclops. I know some of you know about Cyclops. Let's see. I guess that's about it. So we just have, goodness, that's only 3 rods. Yeah, we'll just start out with those 3 rods and see what we could do. Oh my goodness, what did I just miss? Did I just miss something? Did somebody step into the chat? Did somebody just step into the chat that I missed? I think so. Shout out to Clint Perry. Hit the channel with a gifted membership. He was like, hello, everybody. I'm here. Clint Perry is in the room. You know when Clint Perry arrives, everybody knows. And shout out to Roxanne. Roxanne got that gifted membership from Clint Perry. Let's see. Yes, that is. Roxanne got that gifted membership. You are now a member of the Money Team. I need everybody to put CP in the chat. Go ahead and give him a proper introduction. And Roxanne, if you could be so kind as to give him a nice thank you, sir, for hitting you up with that gifted membership. What that does is give you, some of those special privileges that you hear me talk about that come along with being a member of the channel. So as we get fish to the boat, that means you will get 2 guesses per fish, all right? And also you have the chance to win twice the funds. Oh, let me show you guys something real quick too. So this past weekend, well, on Sunday, Tuesday, we were finishing up the tournament. So this is a bait that I've been using right here. So I had a fish on the other day when we were doing Bass for Cash. I can't remember what day it was, earlier this week. But my partner, Whipstick Wimpy, he had the same bait I noticed on his boat, right? So he has baits all over the place. He takes his baits like this and throw them away. But I was like, hey, buddy, are you throwing that away? See, this is like some Last Tech type bait. So these things can last for several fish. And see, mine right there is still put together, but it looks decent. So I was like, hey, I am going to actually use that bait in one of these live streams and show you that you can still catch fish on those baits that people would normally throw away. All right, but big shout out to Clint Perry. All right, let's see, guys. We're gonna take a look around. So now I have the chance to use my target lock since I put that back on the boat. That's this little with this arrow on here. So what that does is it allows me to spot lock in place, and I can use my foot pedal right here to move my transducer from side to side while I'm actually staying in place. So it kind of helps when I'm doing techniques like what I'm doing right now with this swim bait. It'll hold me in place and allow me to focus on it, on the bait. 5280 says, is that a Damiki rig? It's a mooch minnow, but I mean, you can fish it the same as a Damiki rig. That's what I was doing the other day when I had that fish on that eventually came off. Let's go ahead and get it right out there and let's see how well I can track that right now. I'm gonna mess around with some of these settings because this is my 10-inch unit. There's my bait right there at about 50 feet out. So we're gonna pump up the sensitivity. Let's see, contrast. We're gonna boost that up until I start getting some distortion on the screen. That way it'll help me kind of track my baits a little bit better. What's going on, Whipstick? That's right, I got your bait. I got your bait on the boat. Not today says, oh wow, is that stuff scanning for fish or just the area? It does both. D Nice says, you fishing in more green water today, bro. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back out here on Lake Lanier. We're going to be looking for a fish or two. I haven't seen any yet. So we're just getting started. For anybody that is just tuning in, this is really the first cast that I've made. And I'm not targeting any fish yet. I just want to see what I could do as far as the tracking on here right now. D Nice says, you fishing in more green water. That's correct. All right. D Nice came in. He knew the routine. He went ahead and hit the like button on the way in. That's the way to do it. 5280 says, money ain't playing today. Oh, we're going to have to find. We'll see about that. What's going on, Brian? The Fisherman Baker says, still wanted to come fish with you. I want to bring my Z18 to Lanier. All right. Well, yeah, just keep mentioning it to me, because once we set up the next live, I'll reach out to you and see if you can come along with us. We have Demetrix. What's going on? He says, you out there shark hunting? No, sir. Not shark hunting. Not just yet. Drew says, you got to adjust that screen. Oh, yeah. I'm getting some interference on there from my trolling motor. I did something with my wiring, and I haven't got it back right yet. So I do need to go play around with that a little bit. David says, we got some good-looking water here. It looks real clear. Oh, yeah. It looks nice and crispy. Now, take a look at this, guys. You can see my bait right here, right? This is out of the water. And what you just saw, look, it's in the water now. Can you still see that, how far that bait is going down? And you can still see it down there moving around. Let me bring it back up. Watch this. Can you see it down there? You can still see that bait down there moving around. I would say, I don't know, that's maybe about 10 feet down and you can still see it. Man, I really want to be able to see these contours on this lake. Should I change out these units so I can see these contours the way that I want? David says, most waters here are murky or muddy. So, David, I know I've asked you this before, but what kind of fish? Do you bass fish, tournament fish? Actually, do you guys do tournaments there in South Africa? What kind of fishing do you mainly focus on out there? Drew says, that bait looks like a herring. Yeah, it imitates like a little minnow bait. David says, I only catch and release for pleasure. Gotcha, gotcha. So do you ever do any type of tournaments or anything like that? And what kind of fish do you normally catch when you go fishing? Does anybody have any plans this weekend? Will anybody be out fishing any tournaments or just fun fishing or anything like that this weekend? What kind of plans do you guys have? All right, let's keep on moving around and looking and seeing what we can see. All right, let's see. David says, tournaments here are too expensive. I love catching bass, carp, and Malawi at Western Cape. Okay. Hey guys, you know what? I definitely want to be able to see my mapping. So what I am going to do is change these units out, because this is an older unit. This is a G2 unit, and I cannot use my mapping on this unit. And I really want to be able to use my mapping so that I can see ledges and drop-offs and different things like that. So I'm going to switch this unit and put this one at the console. And we're going to bring this other unit and put it over here at the front of the boat. Brian says he's going to Lake Wise. All right, I've never been to that lake before, but I think Chicken Hawk, you guys know who Chicken Hawk is. I think he's been there once or twice. He probably didn't catch anything though. Don't tell him I said that. All right, so we're gonna swap this unit out, and we're gonna put this one up front, because my other unit that I normally keep up front, I have to send it in for some maintenance repairs. So let's see if this one will fit. Yes, it will. There we go. Let's go ahead and get it plugged in, get it turned on. So this is gonna allow me to use my mapping up here in the front of the boat, guys. And I mean, I could use that other one, but the mapping card is my Navionics, and I really prefer my Lake Master chip, especially this new VX chip, because it shows the contours a lot better. So let's go ahead and get that set up, and we're just gonna run this one for mapping. There we go. Look at that. That looks so lovely. Now you see how this has all those different colors for the different contours and everything. But now I have to go in here and change some of these settings on the units. Switch sonar, I'll switch to bow. Yes. Yes. GPS, switch to local. No. So we're gonna go in here to the settings and set the network up on this unit. So our 2D, now this is the Helix 9. So there we go. Set up on the 9, set up on the 9. Helix 10, Helix 10. All right. Live imaging is good, and GPS is going to be external 9. So we got to come down here and set the GPS up on this one right here. So now this unit up here is good to go. Let's exit out of there. Now let's set this one up. So on this one, I want this screen to show just my map. I wonder if this will show my 360 too. Let's take a look and see. So if we go into sonar, oh yeah, it does. So let's see what that 360, how that looks. Okay, there we go. 360 comes up. Let's go back to my mapping. Just bear with me, guys. Doing a little this is a live show, so you know we got to get in here and get things set up right for you. All right, so we're gonna put this on the G3N. Put that on the 9. Side imaging. 10 G4N. I don't know what that one is, but we don't use side imaging up here anyways. Live is good. GPS is gonna be the external. All right, there we go. So we're good to go. All right, what are you guys talking about in the chat? I know I've been missing a few of your messages and everything. Nick says here in Pennsylvania, everything is iced over. We have Life with Levi. What's going on? Good to see you. He says coming to Lanier on the 8th. We blew the lower unit on our boat, so my dad will be putting the new one on this weekend. Okay. All right, good deal. You're staying on top of things. A fisherman's passion is greater than a fisherman with interest. Shout out to David. Stinky Bunny said the fish don't stand a chance. I don't know about that one. I do not know. I can't necessarily agree with you on that one because these fish have a very good chance. They've been winning a lot lately. So I know that these colder temps and everything have been kind of slowing the fish down some. So they've been a little bit slower than usual. What's going on, Nicholas? Good to have you tuning in. Make sure as you guys come into the chat that you hit the like button. It is very, very important that we keep the likes up because if not, then YouTube isn't going to treat me right. They're going to treat me like a stepchild if they come and check and see that my likes are looking kind of ugly. And we don't want that. We don't want it. I'm going to head up here to a little ledge. Nicholas says, any fish? No fish, not just yet. We haven't really been fishing that long. I've kind of ran around the lake a little bit, been setting my units and everything up. So I got all that done. So now we're going to scout around, see if we can find some fish, then see if we can catch them. Joseph says, no fish for you. If you guys could, we are sitting at about 150 people in here, but we only have 29 likes. What I would like for everybody to do is double tap your screen. Just tap the screen twice, and you should see some fireworks come on the screen. Can somebody do that for me and just confirm that you see those fireworks come up? And if you have already hit the like button, type the word like in the chat for me. What's going on, Adrian? Good to have you tuning in to the chat. We're going to see if we can get a fish or two to the boat. And once we do that, all you have to do is be a subscriber, all right? So I see a lot of you in here. You're probably wondering, what is this thing called Bass for Cash? Bass for Cash is where I come out here on a weekly basis, guys. I'm out here every week. I'll come out here, catch a fish or two. We'll be out here for a good time, not a long time. Catch a fish or two. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. That is thing one. Thing two is guess the exact weight of the fish once I get a fish to the boat. I'll show you guys the fish. I'll put it on the scale. Well, not the scale. I'll put it on the measuring board. I'll hold the fish up, let you guys take a look at it. And all you have to do is give it your best shot at guessing the exact weight of that fish. And bam, just like that, you walk away with a nice cash payout. Just that quick and simple. So if you have hit the like button already, please type the word like in the chat. I just need to see who is getting active in the chat and supporting the channel. If you have already hit the like button, please type the word like in the chat. Appreciate that, David. David said, oh, yeah, I hit that like button. I know the routine. Whipstick Fishing, he hit that like button right away. Appreciate that, sir. What's going on, Nick? We have Willie. Willie hit the like button for me. But it hasn't been too many because we're only sitting on 34 likes. What's going on, Lucas? Appreciate that. Man, I'm so used to having my my live imaging transducer on my trolling motor now. It kind of makes it easier and faster to kind of move it around and navigate with as far as searching areas out. What's going on, Ray Outdoors? Good to see you back in the chat. All right, let's slow it down a little bit and throw something out here on the bottom. Just kind of drag it around a little bit. What's going on, Roxanne? Look at Roxanne. Doesn't that badge look good next to her name? Roxanne is one of the newest members of the Money Team. Just got that gifted membership today, special courtesy of Clint Perry. Willie Joe says, I want to go fishing too. Come get me. Where you at? I'll stop by and scoop you up real quick. Just let me know what boat dock you're at. Lucas says, we always liking some fishing, brother. That's right. That's right. Out here to have a little fun with it and enjoy the nice scenery. You guys see that? You see the sun up there shining nice and bright? Nice calm day. Not too much traffic on the water. Just be able to relax a little bit. Lumberjack says $100 for a bass. Is that a competition? What is that? Lumberjack says, what is Bass for Cash? All right, so let me break it down for everybody. All right, so check this out. First, if you are new to the channel, if this is your first time visiting or maybe your first or second time, put the word new in the chat. Let's see who we have that's new in the chat. And I'm going to explain the rules of engagement of what we're doing for this Bass for Cash thing. And just so you guys know, Bass for Cash is for you guys, the viewers. All right, Bass for Cash allows you guys to participate and win some funds while I am out here on the lake. That is what Bass for Cash is. All right, we have Mike Kelsey. Lumberjack says, it's my third time here. Just Lumberjack. So if it's your third time, you should know the routine with Bass for Cash, right? Willie Joe says, I'm new. Willie Joe's from South Louisiana. All right, so this is what Bass for Cash is, guys. So I come out here on a weekly basis, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? We're out here for a good time, not a long time, but I'm out here often, right? So when I come out, what I'm doing is just scouting around. I'll be out here for maybe 3 hours, something like that, and see how many fish we can get to the boat. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's, I don't even want to tell you what sometimes it is, but sometimes it's a little tougher than others is what I'll say. But as I get those fish to the boat, I will put the fish on a measuring board so you can see the length of the fish, see the width, how big that fish is. And all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and guess the exact weight of that fish, and you will get a nice payout. All right. So Bass for Cash pays out the viewers, the subscribers of the channel. Okay. So it doesn't cost a thing to participate. All you have to do is be a subscriber, and that is it. Now, there are some privileges that come along with being a member of the channel. So the members of the channel, they get 2 guesses per fish, which means they have twice the chance to win. And along with having twice the chance to win, the members will get twice the payout. So they will get a double payout. Now, the total payout that you guys see is $100. And we break that up into increments. So for each fish caught, if you guess the weight of that fish, then you will walk away with a nice $20 bill. All right. $20 per fish, guys. If you are a member of the channel, remember, it doubles. It doubles. So you get twice the payout, twice the guesses, and twice the payout. So membership does have its privileges. All right. So does anybody have any questions besides how long is it going to take for me to get the first fish to the boat? Any questions? Lumberjack said, oh, that's lit. I want some of that cash for one of those bass. ATM Reefer says, you like drop shot? I love the drop shot, but they just don't bite it as much as they used to, so I don't throw it as much. Lucas says, how do you become a member of the channel? Can somebody be so kind as to give Lucas that information? So what I will say is, if you look in the chat, there should be a link that is pinned in the chat that'll say join the money team. The money team are the people that you will hear me refer to as the members of the channel. Okay. So all you have to do is click that button that says join the money team. It is pinned in the chat, and also it is in the description of this video. So those are the 2 easiest ways. All you do is click on that and you'll get the membership information. Chef Boy says, Lucas has an iPhone, I'm sure. So, Lucas, do you have an iPhone? If you have an iPhone, it's going to be a little bit different for you. So we may have to have somebody give you some special instructions. So, Lucas, do you have an iPhone? Lucas says, I do. Okay. So I know that people that have iPhones have had some issues with whatever that process is, because it's a little different for you guys. All right, so we're going to pack up and move to a different area, guys. I'm not really seeing any fish here. So we're going to get something to the boat today. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in any area that I pull up and I don't see any fish, all right? So let's keep on moving. Is there anybody in the chat with an iPhone that is a member? Are there any members of the channel that have an iPhone? Shane says, I have an iPhone too. All right, so if you are a member of the channel, a member of the money team, I need you guys to help me out. So we have a few people in here that have iPhones. How were you able to join and become a member of the channel with an iPhone? Let's see if we can get somebody to help us out in the chat. All right, so we're gonna just ease on to another area real quick. Let's go ahead and get this unit on some mapping. Mapping is not coming up yet. Does anybody that is a member of the channel have an iPhone? All right, Chef Boy says, I'm a member, but I did it through Gmail after being gifted. All right, shout out to Chef Boy. So, Chef Boy, you received a gifted membership and then you renewed. Is that what you're saying? How you did yours? I know there are a lot of people that were the recipients of those gifted memberships. These contours are looking a little different. Lucas said nobody wants me. Oh man, come on, Lucas. It's not that bad. Oh my goodness. Lucas said nobody wants me. Chef Boy says they'd have to log into a web browser to YouTube. Yeah, so it's a lot easier if you do it from a computer, guys. All right, Shane says, let me see. Myself, also, both Shane and Lucas. What's going on, Raymond? Raymond says, what lake are you fishing? I'm out here fishing Lake Lanier in Georgia. Trying to find a fish or two. See what we can find out here for today. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can find a little something. What's going on, Chance? Chance says, what is your favorite jig? My favorite jig. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because the jig is a technique. It's a lure. It's a lot of different things. So that one's kind of hard to answer. If you rephrase it, I may be able to answer it for you. Lumberjack says, that boat is sick. What kind of boat is that? All right, Chance says lure. Really, it depends on what the fish are biting. But my favorite way to catch them and know that I'm going to get them to the boat is fishing with a shaky head. That single hook, once I pop them in the mouthpiece with that single hook, I know I pretty much get them to the boat. All right, so let's see. Let me give you guys a quick boat tour. All right, so I'm running a Nitro Z20. There it goes right there, Nitro Z20. All right, and let's just start back here at the back. This boat is being pushed by a Mercury Pro XS 4-stroke, 250 horsepower motor. And I have 2 shallow water anchors. That's a Minn Kota Talon on each side. What those do, for anybody that does not know, they shoot a spike down into the bottom of the lake. And those will hold the boat in place. As long as I am in 10 foot or less of water, then they will hold the boat in place. So those are basically called shallow water anchors, all right? And there's that nice Mercury Pro XS 250 4-stroke. It'll push this boat to around 70, give or take. It just depends on what kind of setup you have, how much gas you have on the boat, and all that kind of stuff. All right, then at the console, I'm running a Helix unit. So I run a Helix 10 here, run a Helix 9 over here to the other side. And right now, you will notice that I have one of the units missing because I'm sending that in. They're going to replace it for me because I was having some issues with it. All right, and let's see, what else you guys want to see? Up front, I run 2 units. This is where I generally keep my 12-inch unit at. This is my 10 that I normally leave here, but right now it's a 9. So I've kind of moved things around a little bit. Up here in the front, you'll see an Ultrex trolling motor. And right here is that target lock On the other side is my Mega Live. That is what that post is right there, all right? So that's pretty much the rundown, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Uh-oh, what do we have? Shout out to David. David says, welcome to the Money Team, became a new member. All right, I need everybody to welcome David to the channel. David is like, oh yeah, I want some of those special privileges that the Money Team gets. I want to hang out with the Money Team. 5280 says, favorite lure trailer, Sweet Beaver, 3.5 inch. Okay. All right, I know you like fishing some laydowns and stuff like that with that. Chance says, I'll talk to you later, Money Bass. Man, I gotta go. All right, appreciate you for stopping in for a good time, not a long time. Raymond says, nice. It'll be even better once we get a fish to the boat, right? But I'm still not seeing any fish yet, guys. So we'll probably be moving in just a second again. Let me see, I see a little something right here. We're gonna sling this way back that way. Timothy says, looks like we have some better weather over the next 2 weeks. Yes, sir, we sure do. So it's going to be some good times out here on the water, right? Raymond says, bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. I think I've heard that before. Shout out to David, newest member of the Money Team. You guys see that badge next to his name? It looks lovely. It looks mighty lovely. Lucas says, what is the water temp? I have to check it when I go back up there again. Man, look at these big waves. I don't know if you guys can see them, but one of those big boats out there. You see those big boats out there? One of those came by and put all these big waves over here on me. Gary says, where are you fishing? I'm in Kentucky. So I am out here in Georgia, Lakeland near Georgia to be exact. Out here fishing for some spotted bass, doing this thing we call Bass for Cash, where I catch the bass. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. So make sure you guys have subscribed. All it takes is to be a subscriber to the channel, okay? And from there, if you guess the exact weight of the fish that comes to the boat, then you will win a nice cash payout. Now, do you guys see what just happened? We have some problems in the chat. The Adventures of Chicken Hawk says, well, look what we have here. Hey, that friend was asking, did you enter your catches in FishX Live from yesterday? I wasn't fishing yesterday. Thank you very much. So how about that? How about that, Chicken Hawk? How about I enter my catches into FishX Live for today? And actually, has anybody logged any of their catches into FishX Live recently? Has anybody logged any catches into FishX Live recently? I'll pull it up and take a look and see what you guys have been catching. And what we're referring to is fishxlive.com, guys. It is a fishing app, a tournament fishing app. Chicken Hawk says, everyone, let's all go to FishX Live and see the monsters Money Bass caught from yesterday. All right. So this is what you guys do. Go to fishxlive.com, and then you'll see a link that says download app. Now, you can do it for free, guys. There's no cost to it. Just click on the link. Click on the link, and then once you open up the app, click on Anglers. There'll be a tab that says Anglers, all right? Click on Anglers, and then search Money Bass, and you'll see me right there. Once you click Money Bass, and then go into my journal of catches, and just type the word, just type January in the search, okay? And then you'll see my catches for January, all right? Gary says, was that a Ducket rod you're using? It sure is. But you see how I got the FishX Live. Make sure you guys go to fishxlive.com. That's where you want to go, guys. fishxlive.com. And you can see those catches that we're referring to. All right, we're gonna move around again. Like I said, guys, we're gonna just keep bouncing around a little bit until we find some active fish. But I kind of want to go someplace where I can just kind of post up and relax for today, because on tournament day, this Saturday coming up, guys, I will be fishing a tournament on Lake Sinclair. Now, on that lake, I've already shown you guys with pretty much what I have tied on. This is the stuff I'll be fishing with on Sinclair. So I have a kind of a different rundown of baits and things that I'll be using on that lake. Chicken Hawk, you said you logged something into fishxlive.com. No way. I do not believe it. Okay, listen, I need somebody to confirm. I need somebody to go to fishxlive.com and click on the tab. Once you download the app, click on the tab that says Anglers and search Chicken Hawk. Go to Chicken Hawk's page and click on, what is it? Journal of Catches, and look for the month of January and see if Chicken Hawk has caught any fish. I don't think he's really caught any fish. David says that motor sounds healthy. It sure does. All right, so we're gonna roll out to another area. Let me just see. I know where we want to go. All right, here we go, guys. Let's take a look and see what we can see out here now. What's going on, country living and fishing? You are back. You said you were having some issues. You said you were having a problem getting your messages in the chat. So you're good now, right? Lucas says, what soft plastic do you run on your tight liner rig, and do you tie a loop knot? Tight lining rig, I don't know what that is, but I pretty much tie a polymer knot on my on the majority of my baits. But yeah, for throwing like those minnow baits, I know they do say it's ideal to tie a loop knot, but I have not taken the time to perfect that yet, so I don't really do it when I'm out here on the lake that much. What's going on, Big Ivy? Checking in. Stinky Bunny says, I fish barehanded, so it's an even fight. That's the way to do it. Get out there and do some noodling. He hits him in the head with the noodle. Uh-oh, Big Ivy said his wife and they've been sick for a little minute. I noticed that you hadn't been in the chat for a while, Big Ivy. Hope everything is going better for you. So we're sitting out here in 37 feet of water right now, guys. 37 feet. Oh, there we go. There's a nice one right under the boat, guys. Look at that big fish down there. All right, so I'm gonna drop that that minnow bait straight down there. Generally, when there's one, there's some other ones that are hanging around with it. So if I can hit him in the head with this minnow bait, maybe his friends will come up and say, hey, what are you trying to bite over there? I want a piece of that. Let's see, where did he go? Just gonna drop it straight down. So there's my bait coming down right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're sitting in about 36 feet of water. So I'm thinking the fish are just sitting down here on the bottom right now. So we're just gonna drop this right down there and see if any of them will come off the bottom. Lucas says, let me see, I'm in North Carolina. Country Living and Fish says, what's the water temp? All right, there's the fish right back below us, guys. We're just gonna drop it straight down on him, guys. Straight down we go. So there's the fish. It kind of moved away. Let's see if it's going to turn back around. No, it's not. There's more than one. So let's just pitch this out there to it. It's about 30 feet away. All right, so there's the area where the fish were at. Here's my bait coming down to him right there. You guys see it? There's the bait. There's the fish. And I'm drifting. Sammy says, remember, landed in their spot and they'll hit it because they strike out of aggression, not hunger. They're very protective of their nest like sharks. Hey, what's going on already, Edits? Checking into the chat. Good to see you. Shout out to the money team. Those are the people that you see with the badges next to their name, guys. We get out here on a weekly basis, do this thing we call Bass for Cash, have a little fun with it, see if we can get a fish or two to the boat, and see if anybody can walk away with any of this cash. Now, the way that this works, Bass for Cash is for you guys. This is not a tournament. This is basically me coming out here fishing, you guys seeing if you can guess the weight of any of these fish that I catch. And if you do, you will get a nice cash payout. That's it. That's it. Just that quick and simple. All you have to do is be a subscriber. Now, do we have anybody that is new to the channel? If you are new to the channel, let's say maybe this is your first time visiting the channel, type the word new in the chat. Let's see. Do we have any new visitors to the channel? Wow, we've drifted way off course. If you are new to the channel, type the word new in the chat for me. Junior says, those fish are playing hide and go seek. And they're like, now you see me, now you don't. Let's change these readings on here. Water level offset. Let's go to layers. That's not it. Depth contours. That's not it. Depth highlights. There we go. So we have this green on 15 to 30 feet. So let's change that to about 20 feet. To 35 feet. Let's see if that looks a little better for me there. All right, there we go. That's what I needed to see. What's going on, Bryce? Bryce says, what kind of boat do you have out there? He says, what are you rolling in, Money Bass? I'm out here rolling in a Nitro Z20. You see it right there, Nitro Z20. Have a 250 horsepower, 4-stroke Mercury Pro XS on the back. Have a few little graphs on here. And right now we are on the hunt for some spotted bass, guys. 5280 Outdoors, you are not new, and you have a badge next to your name. So I guess we don't have any new visitors in the chat. Everybody's been here before. How about that? I don't know if I believe that one, though. We have to have some new people in here because we have quite a few people in here. We're sitting in about 150 people in the chat. But if you guys notice, look at the likes. Does anybody notice anything wrong with the likes? The likes are atrocious. We only have 43 likes, and we're well over 100 people in the chat, guys. For those of you that do not know, it really, really does help the channel whenever you take a moment to just double tap your screen. Just double tap your screen and you will see some fireworks come on the screen. That will let you know that you have hit that like button and have been counted. So then, you know, YouTube would treat me a little bit better. They're like, oh yeah, people like that MoneyBass guy. Let's treat him a little bit better. Country Living and Fishing says, you like Humminbird over Garmin and Lowrance? Well, I've only had Humminbird. I've never had Garmin or Lowrance before, so I'm used to Humminbird. I know how to work those units. Right now, I don't know if you, well, I know you guys can see it, but there's some interference and stuff like that on my screen. I generally do not have that. But I was making some adjustments with my cables and stuff like that. So apparently I've moved something around to where now I'm starting to get that interference in there. So I have to take some time to fix that one of these days whenever I don't ease out here to the lake. Yeah, make sure you guys double tap the screen. We're sitting on 45 likes. We should be over 100 likes, guys. We should be over 100 likes. Now, to participate in Bass for Cash, I want you guys to remember, it does not cost anything to participate in Bass for Cash. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. So make sure you have hit the subscribe button, all right? Man, you know what I miss, guys? I really miss that topwater bite. When it was topwater season, man, it was just so lovely. You guys were able to see those fish coming, blowing up on top, jumping out of the water. The same way you see those sharks attacking those seals in National Geographic and stuff like that. Those bass were coming and just jumping out of the water the same way, knocking those bait fish out of the water. $52.80 says ain't nothing better. That's right. I can't wait for top water season to come back again. All right, guys, let's go ahead and roll out one more again. Let's keep on moving. So I'm not really seeing any active fish. I know these fish are back here in these ditches, so we're gonna try one more. I'm gonna stay hard-headed for just a little bit longer. Go try another. Let's go and try to find like a area with some rocks. And then after that, we'll go ahead and do what everybody else is doing and see if we can find some fish in the ditches, guys. Samuel says, I love a topwater brokeback Rapala. Okay, okay. Or Rapala. Did you say Rapala or Rapala? All right, guys, let's go ahead and roll to another location. Clint Perry said frog fishing. Man, I haven't done some good frog fishing in a while. But man, on Lake Eufaula, man, I love fishing frogs on those lily pads at Lake Eufaula. I had some good ones come up and blow up on those. 5280 says, if we're talking top water, I always have a frog and walking bait tied on. All right, guys. Let's get up here. We're going to fish some rocks for a minute. See if some of these fish are out here in some rocks. Jake says, what lake are you on? I'm out here fishing Lake Lanier, Georgia. Out here hunting some of these spotted bass. We're going to see if we can get one or two to the boat. And then we're going to do this thing called Bass for Cash. But guess what, guys? If these likes are not up, when I get a fish to the boat, I might just throw it back in the lake. It may not weigh it because these likes should definitely be closer to 100 right now, guys. We have been sitting at over 100 people in, 150 people in this chat. Now, there's a fish right below the boat. Let's see if I can get this bait down here fast enough to him. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Let's see if this fish will cooperate. All right, here goes my bait coming down right here. And there's a fish down here swimming around somewhere. Let's see if it'll come back over to where my bait is at. All right, it's sitting on the bottom now, so I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. Keep it right off of the bottom. So my bait is just sitting right here. Sim says, all you hear is blah, 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 then chomp and splash with those top water baits. You gotta love it. All right, so I guess that fish didn't want to come out and play. So let's just keep fishing these rocks. Let's ease in a little closer on some of these rocks. We're sitting in about 34 feet of water. Get a nice long cast out there. And we're just gonna fish low and slow now, guys. Just gonna kick back and relax, enjoy the scenery, see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let's have some good conversations. See what you guys have going on. So is anybody going to be doing any fishing this coming weekend? Does anybody have any tournaments lined up? Is anybody in any bass clubs or fish with any organizations, any trails or anything like that? Someone says Buford Dam is the hot spot. And if you like catfish, fish off the dam, off the spill, and I'm telling you, there's some monsters. I'm talking 60 to 70 pounds, if not more. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't been catfishing in a long time, though. Shout out to, who was that, Country? Country Living and Fishing hit the channel with a gifted membership, and that gifted membership went to the Maverick. Everybody put Country Living in the chat. Really, really appreciate that. Building up the members of the Money Team. So that means that another person gets 2 guesses per fish. Membership does have its privileges, guys. Shout out to Country Living and Fishing. Really appreciate that. Cade says high school tournament on Toledo Bend. Uh-oh, so you're out there with the big boys, Toledo Bend. I've never been there before, but I've heard of it. So how much weight are you thinking it's going to take to win, Cade? Shout out to Country Living and Fishing. If everybody could, give him some credit, give him some respect where respect is due. He hit the channel with a gifted membership. He did not have to do it. And that gifted membership went to the Maverick. Already Edit says, yes, sir. Ain't seen no good weather here in Texas in about, what did you say, in a while. And it's going to be 70 degrees. David says, can I send my bass and pics so everyone can see? So if you upload your pictures into FishX Live, then I can go to your FishX Live account and I can pull that up and actually show it on the screen. So I'll do that in just a second. Country Living and Fishing says, does let me see, does the X Fishing app, I can't find tournaments in my area on it. So It is an app where tournament organizations, as far as bass clubs and things like that, are beginning to list their tournaments on there. But it is really a live app, guys. So it allows you to broadcast your weigh-ins and your tournaments live, kind of like ML. You can do MLF format. You can also do a format where maybe you just want to do your live weigh-in, so you can advertise for sponsors and get sponsor funds for your bass club or your tournament organization. So, country living and fishing, you can actually, once you set up an account, you can host your own tournament on FishX Live. That is what it is for. It is for organizations or people that want to host their own tournaments and kind of build up a social media following. It has live leaderboard, live chat, all of that good stuff, guys. So it is a great platform to take a look at, especially if you're somebody that's into tournament fishing. It says it should be close to 20 to 25 pounds. Oh my goodness. He says we caught 18 last weekend just pre-fishing. He said I was fishing with my eyes closed and caught 18. What's going on, Levi? Levi says PBC high school tournament trail. Okay, good deal. Good deal. So the high schools are out there doing their thing. All right, guys. So let me just show you this right here. These are rocks down here on the bottom of the lake. And actually, let me see if I can pull it up on my 360. See if it's connected. Let's see. Pinging. It's off, pinging on. Mega 360 settings. What's going on, Drew? Drew says, any luck yet? No, sir. Not just yet. So we've been moving around trying to find some active fish. But as you know, things have been kind of slow for me the last few times I've come out to the lake. But I'm sure we'll get something to the boat today, guys. I can see the fish moving around. We just have to be in the right place at the right time once they decide to start biting. The ones I've been finding, they haven't really been active. Kay says caught them all on a chatterbait and a rattle trap. Oh, I'm glad you said that, because that reminds me I need to get my rattle trap set up. Man, today is a nice and easy Thursday. Nice and relaxing Thursday. Take a look at that, guys. Look at that beautiful scenery. See the sun out there shining bright, reflecting off of the water. Nice slight breeze. Nothing too heavy going on. It's a big change from what I was dealing with just a few weeks ago. All of those storms that were coming through. Big Ivy says, hey, man, I need to win some of that cash for one of those bass. Can you put a fish in the boat, please? I'll do it for you, Big Ivy. Shout out to the money team. You guys see that badge next to Big Ivy's name? Big Ivy has been a member of this channel for so long that his badge has now turned to the MoneyBass logo. Big shout out to Big Ivy. If everybody could put Ivy in the chat. I always like to give credit where credit is due, guys. Roxanne says beautiful. Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. But yeah, if you guys could put Ivy in the chat. Ivy has been a strong supporter of the channel for a long time, guys. It is not easy to get that badge that he has next to his name. He has been around for a while. Oh, just one person? That's it? Just one person is going to shout out Ivy? That's it? All right, appreciate that, country living and fishing, the Roxanne. There goes Clint Perry. You guys know it's not easy. Look at that badge that Big Ivy has next to his name. He's been here for a long time and a good time. What's going on, Hollis? Tuning in. All right, Cade is giving some respect where respect is due. Really appreciate that. Country living and fishing says Ivy double up. What's going on, Chance? Chance says I'm back. Where did you go, Chance? Where did you go? All right, there we go. So that cast was actually right where I needed it to be. So let's get it back out there and see what happens. So we're gonna fish that low and slow. So that was cast about 75 feet out. So you guys can see that those rocks and things down there. So we're just gonna fish that for a minute. Shout out to 5280, says a quiet knuckle rattle trap or blade bait. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my rattle trap on there for this weekend. Chance said I left early. I said it in the chat. Didn't you guys miss me? So we have about 134 people in the chat with 52 likes on the board. We should be up to 100 likes by now, guys. Now, keep in mind, if you are new to the channel, it does not cost a thing for you guys to participate in Bass for Cash. Bass for Cash is where I catch the fish. If you guess the exact weight of the fish, then you will win a nice cash payout. That is what Bass for Cash is. It is for you guys, the viewers, to get in here and have a little fun, all right? All right, let's see, guys. Sorry says, hi, dude. Chance says, I hooked on the 5-pounder yesterday. Okay, you had a 5-pounder. Did you get it to the boat? That's what we want to know. Did you get that 5-pounder to the boat? Or did it swimming away laughing at you like the fish were doing me on Tuesday? Big Ivy says, hey, does anybody know if Michael Jordan has a $20 shoe out there? I guess that's a joke right there, right, Big Ivy? I think he might have some $20 shoelaces. Shoelaces probably cost more than that, right? Rambo says Jordan doesn't own Jordan anymore, though. I haven't been keeping up with that stuff. What happened with that? Did he sell the company or something? Does anybody know about that? I think I may have heard something about that. Rambo said that's all Nike. So what happened with that? Did he sell his share of the company or something like that? Wow, Rambo says he sold it to Nike. Did anybody else know about that? I don't really wear tennis shoes like that anyway, so I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. What's going on? Corey Dubs says, how many have you caught? I have caught a big whopping 0 for today. We're going to be out here for about another hour, guys. Like I said, we're not going to be out here for a long time, just a good time. See if we can get maybe 1 or 2 fish to the boat and then head back in. So I come out here on a weekly basis, and what we do is this thing we call Bass for Cash, where I come out, I catch a bass or two. Now look at that. Now I'm bringing this through some of that snotty looking grass. Just some ugly stuff. So I don't want that. So let's cast in a different area. And then we're gonna keep on moving. Corey Dub says, how deep are you fishing? Right now, I'm sitting in 33 feet, and I'm casting to fish that are sitting on the bottom in about 30 feet. So I'm about to move in a little to a water that's a little more shallow in just a second. Probably make 1 or 2 more casts right here, and then I will move on. And right now, I'm fishing a shaky head, just something low and slow. The water temp is 46 degrees, so the water's actually kind of heating up a little bit. And again, that's going to be this surface temp up here, guys. So who knows what the temps are once you get down to 30 feet of water. Rambo says, where is this? I'm out here on Lake Lanier, Georgia, hunting for some spotted bass while we do this thing called Bass for Cash. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could, be so kind as to double tap your screen. Just tap, tap. Once you double tap your screen, that is how you hit the like button. The like button really does help out the channel. So we have a little over 100 people in the chat, and we're only sitting on 54 likes. If you have already hit the like button for me, guys, type the word like in the chat. I just want to see who is actually out there participating. Type the word like in the chat if you have already hit the like button. Okay, let's move in a little bit shallower, guys. Appreciate that. Sorry, Sid, I'll hit the like button for you. If nobody else is going to treat you right, I'll treat you right, MoneyBass. Really appreciate that. Remmel says it looks calming out here. It just sure does. It's nice and calming. Appreciate you, Levi. Back in the chat once again. Good luck with your tournament out there. And where's your tournament going to be at again, Levi? Where are you fishing at? Oh, Lake Lanier. Wow, so you're going to be out here where I'm at. Hopefully you well, you have a full day of fishing, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get out here and find them. And you'll be out here earlier in the day. See, I come out here kind of late. I'm out here, it's about a little after 4 o'clock. Clint Perry said 54 likes is atrocious. I agree with you, Clint. What is going on? Why didn't we get those likes topped off at over 100 today? We had about 150 people in the chat hanging out with us, having a good time. Had a few new subscribers slide through. So I'm fishing rocks right now that are sitting in about 20 feet of water. And all I'm doing is just kind of inching my way up shallower and shallower, guys. Clarence says, if you ain't got anything by now, it's time to take up drinking. Just start drinking. Where's the whiskey at? Levi says, hoping to be able to come down next Friday to practice. All right, good deal, Levi. If you're out on the lake and I'm live out here, just give me just reach out to me. I might come over and say hello, depending on where you're at on the lake, because I might be out here too. We'll see. Oh, Clint says, I need to drink beer, not whiskey, huh? Andrew says, you must be retired. Wish I could fish daily. All right, Big Ivy says, I keep seeing Kyle Welcher with the Jordan's logo on the back of the shoe. I didn't know that they made Jordans that look like the Vans. Yeah, I don't really know too much about tennis shoes and stuff like that anyways. I'm not a fashion type person, fashion guru or anything like that. I like to live the simple life. Keep it simple. But for some people, that's their thing. Their thing is fashion. Nothing's wrong with that. Ben says, haters be hating, Andrew. Levi said, what's a good ramp to use mid-lake? Man, mid-lake. I guess Little Hall maybe. Or look at Bayless boat ramp. Andrew says, no hate, just jealous. $52.80 says, why would I buy 200 plus for, pay 200 plus for some shoes when I could spend that on fishing gear? I agree. Is that how much shoes cost? Tennis shoes cost that much? Man, I haven't bought tennis shoes for a long time. I remember when I was in high school, man, back then, I remember I saved up for a long time to buy these shoes that were $64. And man, that was a big, big purchase. They were $64. And I don't even remember the name brand of the shoes or anything like that anymore. Timothy says Little Hall is great for mid-lake. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Little Hall. Sometimes people will put in at Bayless. 5280 said Jordans are insane. Some for 20K. Now that's no longer shoes right there. Those are no longer shoes if you're paying $20,000 for them. Yeah, what are some nice fishing shoes? Because I have some boots, but I want the same thing, Big Ivy. I want something that's waterproof and that maybe come up to your, like some ankle high shoes or something like that, so you can kind of walk in the water with them a little bit. David says bare feet. Just go out there with your toes out. Take some pictures of your toes and put them on OnlyFans so you can make some toe money and have some fun fishing at the same time. What's going on? Jack of all trades back in the chat says get some waterproof tackle style tennis shoes. Yeah, that's what I want. Some waterproof, comfortable tennis shoes. Let's keep on moving around a little bit, guys. All right, guys, I'm just sitting here checking some messages real quick. All right, so let's see. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Clarence says, can you give us a breakdown on your rod, reel, and line? All right, I can do that. Let me just scan around out here real quick and make me a cast. Then we could talk about some rod, reel, and line stuff. All right, so this is a shaky head. Normally, I throw this on a different rod than what I have right now, but this is a 7-foot, you guys, I guess you can't see the writing on there, but a 7-foot medium heavy. And I'm throwing that on a Mach 2 luge reel. I have high-vis yellow braid, and this is, let me see, 15 or 20-pound braid. And then I use an Alberto knot, and I tie on I'd say about a 20-foot leader, 12-pound fluorocarbon leader on there. So what we may have to do today is head back to the ditches, guys. Maybe. We'll see how much more time I'm going to be out here. All right, looks like we may be coming up on where some fish should be located. So I see kind of like a off. Okay, there we go. So there's a ditch out here. Actually, it looks like it may be some fish down there in this ditch. We'll take a look and see. Let's take a look and see. $52.80 says, my favorite setup, Daiwa 2500 with a 6.7 medium action rod using 6 pounds to 10 pounds. Okay, super simple, super deadly. Big Ivy says, has anyone saw a Shimano Corrado 300 that has gears 4-2-1? Okay. All right, that's kind of a slow reel. Well, I guess a spinning reel, yeah. All right, so we're going to take our time right here, guys. Looks like there's a little bit of action out there. So we're fishing a ditch that's kind of offshore. Oh, my goodness. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that fish just jump right there in front of the boat? What kind of fish was that? $52.80 said that was a mermaid for sure. Did you guys hear it when it splashed? Put I heard it in the chat, or put I saw it. Or if you saw and heard it, put saw and heard it. But did you guys see that? 52.80 said that was a mermaid. Okay, whatever it was, there it is right there. About 80 feet out. I doubt it was a bass, though. So we've just been keeping it simple today, guys. Pretty much sticking with a shaky head. Hasn't been too productive, but hey, I don't feel like running around a lot. I'm kind of lazy today. I have a tournament this weekend, so I'll be doing a lot of running and moving and everything. So I'll save that for this weekend. Today, we're just going to be out here relaxing a little bit. Hinton says, I got a tournament too. Okay. What lake are you going to be fishing, Hinton? I will be on Lake St. Clair. Shout out to Clint Perry. Hit the channel with another gifted membership. Really appreciate that, sir. And that gifted membership went to Shay Boogie. Shay Boogie is now a member of the Money Team. How you like that name, Shay Boogie? All right, Hinton says he'll be at Lake Claiborne. All right, really appreciate that, Clint. If you guys could, please put CP in the chat. Always getting active. Growing the Money Team. We got another new member of the Money Team today. And remember, guys, all that you have to do to participate in Bass for Cash is subscribe to the channel. That is it. It does not cost a thing. Bass for Cash is where I catch the fish. When I catch the fish, then all you have to do is guess the exact weight of the fish, all right? That's it. Just that nice and simple. But it has been a little stingy today. It's been a little stingy for me today. Shout out to CP. Getting active in the chat as usual, guys. What's going on, Skeeter? Skeeter says, I'm new. I'm new, but I'm here. Just want to say hello to everybody. Appreciate you for stopping through, Skeeter. We're out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. As the fish come to the boat, all you have to do is guess the weight of the fish to walk away with a nice cash prize. Just that quick and simple. Nice and easy. Wind is kind of changing around on me. What's going on, Lauren? Lorenzo tuning in. Hinton says, my dad caught a 914 on Lake Claiborne. Oh, my goodness. That's a nice one. Lorenzo says, have you caught anything yet? Are you still just practicing casting? We're just having a cast fest today. We haven't got anything to the boat just yet. So where is everybody from? I know we have people from different countries tuning in all over the United States. So where are you guys from? Drop your location in the chat. Let's see, who do we have in the chat today? Skeet says, howdy, howdy, everyone. All right, we have Louisiana tuning in. Stanford says, oh, I'm from upstate New York. I'm a New Yorker. We fish up here in New York too, right? David says, I'm from South Africa. After catching those South African fishes. Having a good time with it. Skeeter says, MoneyBass, I subscribed and I'm from Pennsylvania. All right, we have PA back in the chat once again. I think we have a few other people tuning in from PA every once in a while. Washington State. And we have some squiggly lines. I do not know what that means, but welcome to the channel. Clint Perry said, those are some big fish. Oh, yeah, they're catching some big fish out there, guys. Lorenzo says, I'm doing fine. How are you doing today, MoneyBass? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm out here relaxing, hanging out with the guys and gals of the chat, having a cast, a C-A-S-T, a cast fest today. Once again, Brian the Fisherman Baker says he's from McDonough, Georgia. Skeeter's been ice fishing. I don't want to do ice fishing. I don't feel like being cold anymore. It wasn't fun when those snowstorms and stuff came down through here. That was no fun. We have South Carolina. Levi tuning in from South Carolina. What's going on, C219 Troll? We have Minnesota in the chat. Clarence says, where is your tournament? Do you fish Kiowee? I do not, but I've been wanting to go up there. I will be fishing Lake St. Clair this weekend. Brian says, who does your boat maintenance? I need my 100-hour service done. I go to Jeremy. I cannot remember the name of his service shop, but shoot me an email or send me a message on Instagram or something like that, and I can give you his information. All right, let's see. Stanford says Chamont Bay walleye is where it's at. Oh, yeah. Do you keep those walleye or do you throw them back? Uh-oh, is Brooklyn in the house? We got Roxanne coming in from Brooklyn. Are you fishing out there in Brooklyn? Roxanne, do they even have a place to fish in Brooklyn? I picture Brooklyn as just being a bunch of concrete sidewalks and big old buildings. And there may be one tree. Do you have any trees in Brooklyn? Do you have any natural grown trees in Brooklyn? C219 Troll says Augusta, Georgia. David says, how effective is a wacky rig with a Cinco there? It is very effective. And we have squiggly lines back in the chat. Can anybody translate? Bobby Brooks says, have you ever ice fished? I have not. Well, I have fished with my rod icing up, but that's technically not the type of ice fishing that you're talking about. But no, I haven't gone ice fishing before. You have to drill a hole through the ice and then drop a little bait in there. I've never done that before. Lorenzo from ATL. All right, so you're not far from where I'm at. I'm just north of Atlanta. Roxanne says, hey, don't be making fun of Brooklyn. We have real trees. She said, we have real trees out here. Not just plastic ones. Clint Perry said, I drove through Brooklyn, and you're right, MoneyBass. He said there were no trees. It was only concrete buildings and concrete sidewalks. They don't even have any grass out there. Hinton says, Money, have you ever fished Hartwell? I sure have. Just go on YouTube, just search MoneyBass Lake Hartwell, and you'll see some of the tournaments that I fished on Lake Hartwell. I mean, it pretty much, to me, whenever I fish it the same way that I fish Lanier and Russell. Stanford says, come to Lake Ontario. I don't know. Where is that? Where is that? Hinton says, I caught a 5-pounder and missed an 8-pounder. All right, Hinton, I got a question. How did you weigh the 8-pounder? How did you get the weight on the 8-pounder, Hinton? We have New York back in the chat. How did you get so you eyeballed it? How do you know it was an 8-pounder? Was it 8 even? Was it 7.62 or 8.14? How do you how did you know it was an 8-pounder, Hinton? He said, with my own eyes. He said, my eyes have scales on them. I used my eye scale and it said 8 pounds. He said it was a big one. He said, I seen it. I saw it with my own eyes. David said he goes ice fishing with bourbon. So that's how you do it. You go ice fishing with bourbon. Hinton says it was like 8 or 9. I've seen many 8s and 9s. Hinton says, I have an eye for these things. Hinton is like, do not doubt my skills. He's like, Money Bass, just because you over there catching those little dinks, don't doubt my skills when I say I got an 8-pounder. You're right, Hinton. I haven't seen too many 8-pounders. I've only caught one 8-pounder. My biggest fish was 8.56. Let's drop this minnow bait all the way down here to the bottom. Now, there's some trees and stuff down here, but I'm going to drop it down through there and see if I can get it in and out without getting hung, but we'll see. Hinton says, you doubting me over here, bruh? He says, I'm the 8-9-pound expert. Nah, Hinton, if you out there catching 8 and 9-pounders, I can't doubt you, because I only have one 8-pounder. But I just make fun of my friends whenever they say, oh, man, I had one that broke me off. It was a 10. It was a 10 and a half. Man, I had a 6.5-pounder break me off. And I was like, how did you weigh it? How did you get the weight on the fish when it broke you off? Yep, I saw that too, Roxanne. Offering prayers and condolences to the family of the people from that tragic accident, guys. Hinton says, man, my PB is 11, and you doubting me? Hinton is like, do not doubt my skills. Hinton is like, I saw you out there catching some little dinks, Money Bass. Do not talk about my skills. Carlos says, they always look bigger in the water. Clint Perry said, Chicken Hawk should be placing a $20 bet today. Now, if he did that, I'd get one to the boat. I am not going to let Chicken Hawk win. That is not going to happen. Hinton says, I can't lose 1-pounder, but I can lose a 9-pounder. What's going on, Spanky? Spanky says, what bait are we using? I'm back to throwing the shaky head. I was just throwing a, but now I'm throwing a shaky head. Stay here for a few more minutes, and we'll pack up and roll out to another spot. Where are the fish at? Oh, I know what we can do. We can go, well, I was going to say we can go fish that point over there if there's a boat over there already. So we're out here throwing a shaky head. Sitting in about 30 feet of water. Man, you know, I really need to go to a completely different part of the lake, but I do not feel like making a long run or anything like that, because, guys, I have a tournament on Saturday. So as you see today, I'm just kind of kicked back, relaxing. I'm out here throwing, these are the 3 rods that I have on deck: a swim bait, a little paddle tail swim bait, I have a minnow bait, and then a shaky head. Now, this Saturday, this weekend, I'm going to be moving, because I'm going to be throwing a crankbait, a spinner bait. What else do I have down there? Well, 2 crankbaits, a spinner bait. I have that wacky rig, and then I'll keep this, I have that wacky rig, and the shaky head will be kind of like some follow-up baits. But I'm planning on getting my weight in with a crankbait and a spinner bait this weekend coming up. Country Living and Fishing says, you ever fish near Lake Tenkiller in Oklahoma? I sure have not. I've heard of it, though. Hinton says, what color shaky head you have? Right now, I'm throwing a color that's kind of like a green pumpkin and pearl white. It's kind of a mixture of those 2 colors. And then I also throw like watermelon colors and green pumpkins. Just depends on the water. Carlos says, so it took your bait? Not mine. I guess somebody in the chat. C219 Troll says, crappy tournament Saturday. Need another win. Now look, C219 Troll, you don't need another win. You have won so many tournaments. You want another win. You won a lot of tournaments. Country Living and Fishing says, what is your go-to lure when nothing is working? I would say it is go to home when nothing is working. But generally, I can catch something on a shaky head. But right now, it just seems like things have kind of changed up a lot. Sean says, hello. Where are we fishing at today? We are out here on Lake Lanier in Georgia. The Adventures of Chicken Hawk says, what is going on here? Is this another one of those Cast Fest? Cast Fest Edition 2025. Frisco says, has anyone ever seen MoneyBass throw a spinnerbait or a chatterbait? I'd be interested. Has anybody ever seen me throw a chatterbait or a spinnerbait before? All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. All right, so let's see. So nothing we have tried so far has been working. I wanted to go and fish this area where there are some rocks, but there's somebody that's over there, not far from where I'm at. So let's see. Let me think. Let's think. All right, so after this cast, we're going to take off and go to another little area that could possibly be holding a fish or two. So we'll see. All right. Rodriguez says, what lake are we on? We are out here on Lake Lanier. The Vincent Chicken Hawk says, Clint Perry, this guy owes from the most recent zero. I think he is scared, but you are right. This does resemble another no bass for cash opportunity. Hey, Clint, do not come in here encouraging Chicken Hawk. Do not do that. Yeah, man.
She ain't give you no kind of indication when she was coming.
Nah, well, they got a call between that time frame, that 2 and 5 o'clock thing, and I just called them, and they said that everything is still scheduled, so there isn't anything on the record showing that they're not going to be coming there today. So she got what, like 9 more minutes to call. But see, this is the inspector that I told you has been failing stuff, and so
I know it is.
yeah, her name is.
You went and get him because he's been there all day. So he went to get him something to eat, and it's right at a McDonald's right around the corner.
Oh yeah, I mean
So
that's fine. Yeah, I mean because
so if she called, he'll probably meet her back there, or
yeah, I
he'll
mean
meet
that's
her there.
yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. Because when she calls, she's gonna call and say she's either 15 to 30 minutes away or something like that.
All right.
So he'll have time to go back. I just wanted somebody to be there because this is like I said, she probably sees my name now, and we've been failing a lot of inspections.
Yeah, she passed the water.
All right, what's going on, guys? What's going on? So I see Clint Perry says, I'll get 5 membership as he catches a fish. Oh man, Clint, you're gonna put the pressure on me. All right, guys, let's go ahead and make it happen. Clint says he wants to see a fish to the boat. So we're gonna catch one on a shaky head, guys. Chicken Hawk says safe money. Well, Chicken Hawk, if it's safe money, how about you match Clint Perry's bet then? If it's just that easy, just match his. If I get a fish, then give the people what they want. Give them 5 gifted memberships. How about that? If it's safe money. Delta Bass, do not encourage Chicken Hawk. Don't laugh at what he is saying. Do not encourage him. Did anybody ever go and look up on Fish X Live and see if Chicken Hawk has actually caught any fish in the month of January? Chicken Hawk may not have even caught a fish this year yet. What's going on, Derek? Derek, what happened to your badge? Derek King says he looks more chicken than hawk. What happened, Derek? Your name looked kind of funny. It just doesn't even have a badge next to it anymore. How did that happen? Derek said, oh no, where did my badge go? Derek, you out here looking naked in these YouTube streets. That is not a good look. Derek said, oh no, where did my badge go? Oh man. I almost didn't recognize you, Derek. Oh man. I think that same thing happened to Voodoo. I haven't seen Voodoo in the chat today. But the same thing happened to Voodoo. Oh man. So Derek, check this out. Voodoo let his membership lapse right when I had caught a fish, and he put 2 guesses in the chat, and he was not a member of the channel. He got DQ'd. Voodoo got DQ'd because he lost his badge. What's going on? We have Outdoors with Preston tuning in. Man, guys, the bendation hasn't been bending. What is going on with that? What is happening out here? Outdoors with Preston says, have you caught one yet? Have you? That's all I want to know. Did you catch one yet? No, sir, I have not. It's been kind of ugly out here today. Oh man, the calls. What's going on, guys? Let's hop back into the chat. What are you guys in here talking about? Let's see. So, Derek, are you getting your badge back? What happened? He says it won't let me join. Derek, do you have an iPhone? Because we have been finding out that people with iPhones have just been having all types of issues. Do you have an iPhone? All right, let's see. Country Living and Fishing says, does that pole even bend? Maybe you need a new rod. Sorry, I had to say it. Come on, Country Living and Fishing. Do not join the hawk, the dark side with the chicken hawk. Let me see. Chad says, I think they have gotten used to seeing that bait. Time to change it up, Money. The stank isn't even help. Oh, you know what? I do need to put some stank on it, huh? Big Ivy says, Money, come on, put a bass in the boat. Oh, man, the pressure is on. You guys want those memberships, huh? All right, let's see. The Adventures of Chicken Hawk says, Country Living and Fishing. Yes, it still bends. I saw him set the hook on a nice-sized rock the other day in the Oconee tournament. Crazy thing is, he swears it was pulling back. Just saying. Come on, Chicken Hawk. You know that's not true. All right, Chicken Hawk says, Big Ivy, you heard that song? Right. It's called Not Gonna Be Able to Do It. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and put some stank on this thing and make it happen. All right, challenge accepted. All right, so this is what we have on the line, guys. Clint Perry says, we get a fish to the boat. He will gift you guys 5 memberships. And I know Derek King wants to get one of those memberships because he doesn't have his badge anymore. So he's out there looking kind of naked in the chat without a badge next to his name. I almost didn't recognize the name at first. It just looks different. All right, let's see. Let's get some more juice out here. Clint Perry said, oh, I only got 30 minutes, Clint. Clint put me on the time clock. He says I got 30 minutes on the clock, guys. Delta Bass said Chicken Hawk is having a stand-up special today. Clint says I only have 30 minutes, guys. That ain't right. Don't treat me like that, Clint. All right, guys. He said we have 30 minutes to make it happen. All right, let's see what we got. Chicken Hawk says, is that a wallet? Are you about to try to bribe the fish? Okay, all right, Chicken Hawk. Shout out to Mask Off. He says, couldn't see the chat for a while. I thought that I really got banned. Uh-oh, look at Derek King. Derek King got his badge back. And he started off where he left off, has that 1 right next to his name. Shout out to Derek King. Welcome to the Money Team. Chicken Hawk says, I have a $20 bill that says you won't catch a keeper in the next 30 minutes. I tried to tell him that wasn't the case, but he told me the other 20 told him so. Hey, man, I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to say, but it doesn't sound good. I know that much. It doesn't sound good. All right, so that was some grass. So we need to go out a little bit deeper. Derek King says, I'm back. Big Ivy says, money. Now he took the bait, going to do what it do. Put one in the boat so he can be through. Chad says, take your money back from chicken. All right, let's go ahead and get this money, guys. Everybody welcome Derek back to the money team. He was gone for about 5 minutes, but he was like, oh, I'm back. Everybody welcome Derek back to the money team. Mascot says, word on the street, Hawk got some new addition to the boat ready to line up for another showdown. Clint said the new Nitro Z20 is $68,995. And that's probably butt naked too, right, Clint? Or is that, what do you get with it? Do you get anything with that? Somebody told me the other day those things are sitting around 80, 84 or something like that. Times have changed. Chris says, what kind of line is on that spinning reel? Why is it so bright? So right now, this is just a filler line. That's it's either 15 or 20 pound line. Then I have that tied to a leader that is a 12 pound, about a 20-foot leader. That way I can keep that braid away from the sight of those fish pretty good, because the water visibility here, water clarity, is extremely high. Chad said, yeah, that's just to get the key at that price. Oh, Clint Perry said that comes with a 250 Merc and a Garmin. All right, guys. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out cranking. How about that? Chad said a discontinued Garmin 9. That doesn't sound good. Man, now this is a nice ledge right here. Let's see he out there? What's going on, Fishing for Dollars? Haven't seen you for a minute. Says, I got 2 brand new trolling motor lower units sitting in the shop. So we're sitting about 23 feet of water, guys. And we're cruising. Throwing this crankbait all the way to the bank. This is a, 6 to 8 gear ratio reel. So I'm fishing it kind of fast, covering water. Oh, you got the Torque Master lower units, okay. Good deal. And getting some leaves on there. We have Ken Big Fishing tuning in. Fisherman Dollar says, hey, bud, I've been working. Fisherman Dollar says, you catching? I'm catching a hard time. That's what I'm catching. We have Liverpool, UK checking in. What's going on, Alan? We're out here doing some cranking action right now. Trying to see if we can run up on a little something. Mask Off Fishing says, are you going live this weekend? I plan on being live this weekend, guys. So I will be at Lake Sinclair. And so I've showed you guys the rundown of the baits that I'll be using for this weekend coming up. So the plan is to be live this weekend. So it will be a tournament taking place on Lake Sinclair. So make sure you guys tune in for that. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and definitely double tap that screen so that you can get a like on the screen for me. All right, now I can see the bottom over here, guys. Nice little sandy bottom. So we're gonna kind of fly through here real quick. Ken says there's some big fish in Lake St. Clair. So I'm not going to be at St. Clair. I'm going to be Sinclair, Sinclair. Clar. Just one word, Sinclair, Lake Sinclair, in Milledgeville, Georgia. Chicken Hawk says, "Isn't that the last lake that I smoked you on? I thought you would have bad flashbacks." Chicken Hawk, listen. You keep going back to 19. What year was that when you caught when you caught those fish? How are you talking about stuff that happened back when you was in high school? The last time you caught a limit, you were in high school, Chicken Hawk. And how old are you now? About 87? You caught a limit back in the 1980s. So we're coming up on a point right here. So we're gonna take a peek around and see if just maybe we can get something from this point over here. Krusty Crew says, "Haven't caught a fish in 2.5 months now because of the cold, and my place sucks." Yeah, it's been kind of rough out here. Ken Big Fishing says, "I've been the same boat with Krusty Crew." Clint Perry said 15. Clint, you put me on the clock for real. Clint put me on the clock, guys. But he said I still have 15 minutes left. We can do it. Maybe things will change up. Krusty Crew says it's a small quarry. There's only 1 pound bass there, and people are always out there spooking the fish. You'd be lucky to catch one a week during the summer. Fishing for Dollar says, "Been since September since the Camus was on the water. And it is tore apart wiring, lights, and smart craft system." Okay. So he's still doing some work on it, huh? All right, guys, let's see. It seems like there may have been a little something out there. Let's see. Chicken Hawk says, by the way, I will be posting more fish to FishX Live in a couple of weeks after my next tournament. Do you understand that? Has anybody gone to FishX Live and even verified that Chicken Hawk has put any fish in FishX Live? Has anybody verified that? Is there somebody that can volunteer and go to FishX Live and see if Chicken Hawk has logged any fish in there? All right, Clint, how much time do we have left on the clock? Nobody really says, here is the commercials. Take 1 second out of the day and hit that subscribe button. That's right. And also go ahead and hit that like button for me, guys. We're sitting at about 82 likes. We were trying to ease up on 100 likes today. Uh-oh, Chicken Hawk, you have some videos on your channel? Chicken Hawk says, and more videos will be on my channel, sir. They're called instructional videos for you. $52.80 says 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh my goodness. We're down to the seconds. Nobody really said, when did the fish start to bite? Delta Bass says, man, I've been down since September. It's kind of ugly out here in these YouTube streets. Country Living and Fishing says, got to go. Good luck in your tournament and catch y'all next time. All right, Country Living and Fishing, good to see you back in the chat. I know you were missing for a while, but hey, but you're back. Wait a minute, Chicken Hawk, what are you talking about? You feeling richer by the minute? They call this passive income. Clint Perry, all right, shout out to Country Living and Fishing. I guess he had to head out. Frisco says, I am going to do a little pre-fishing on Lake Fork. Oh, my goodness. Lake Fork, that is the land of giants. We have New York. We have North Carolina. We have NC Tyrant Hunter in the chat. He says, yo, what's up, y'all? He said, go ahead. Okay, he hit that sub button for me. Really appreciate that. Oh, yeah, we're out here struggling today. We're doing some struggle fishing. Trying to see if we can get a fish or two to the boat. All right, and look at that. We got hung up. So NC Tyrant Hunter, did you ever go fishing for tyrants? Did you try that yet? I went and checked out some of your stuff, man. Man, you be getting on them. I was like, oh my goodness. Look at NC Tyrant Hunter out there doing his thing. Shout out to NC Tyrant Hunter, guys. Make sure you go and check out his channel. Educational and entertaining at the same time. But yeah, did you ever try catching some tyrants with the with the fishing pole? Go fishing for tyrants yet? All right, looks like we're gonna break off, guys. Yep, it's broke. It's broke. All right, let's see. We're gonna change it up and go back to cranking. How about that? He said, nope, I didn't try it yet, but good idea. Chicken Hawk says, hope you don't struggle to send me that 20. But what are you talking? Chicken Hawk, listen, you cannot just be coming in here making up stuff, talking about I owe you $20. How about you have that 50 for me waiting on Lake Logan Martin? How about that? All right, we're rolling. You guys see those rocks over there? We're sitting in 19 feet. And we're just covering water. Frisco says, except it's a slot lake. Only under 16 and over 24 legal catches. So have to find little ones or little or big ones. Oh my goodness, all right. Sounds like it might be a little tough out there. Do they do catch, weigh, release tournaments out there? Shout out to Delta Bass. Delta Bass says, here goes $2 for the fishes. He said, come on, fish, why you acting funny? Appreciate that, Delta Bass. Really, really appreciate that. Everybody put DB in the chat. Put Delta in the chat. Delta hit the channel with the $2 super chat. You know what? Super sticker. That is the first super sticker, super chat of the day. Shout out to Clint Perry, and I think somebody else hit the channel with the membership. Derek King became a new member once again. A new old member. Shout out to Delta Bass. Really appreciate that, sir. All right, now we're getting extra shallow over here now. We're sitting 15 feet and I can see the bottom of the lake. So we're gonna change this up a little bit. And keep on rolling. Man, it's looking kind of naked out here. I'm not seeing any activity. If it's not raining tomorrow, we'll be back out here again tomorrow. We're gonna keep on hunting till we find them now, guys. So the fish that I was catching out in the ditches before, maybe tomorrow I'll go ahead and just go straight to the ditches instead of trying this stuff I was trying out today, because apparently the fish are like, no, yeah, we're here, but we're not gonna bite. Now where I'm at right now, I don't really even see any activity or anything. But some of the places we went, Clint Perry, he hit me with the 5-minute shot clock. Oh my goodness. He said I only got 5 minutes left. Don't do it to me, Clint. Frisco says, sling a chatterbait. Chatterbait isn't one of my confidence baits. I would spend all that time getting a chatterbait out, casting it 2 times and putting it back. Chicken Hawk says they are contemplating making it worse over here in Alabama on the Coosa. The proposal is 13 to 20 inch slot. Ooh, that's ugly. So how would they do tournaments over there? It looks like they're gonna have to start looking into something like Fish X Live. Fish X Live allows tournament organizations and clubs to host and run tournaments like MLF, because it has live video like MLF and live leaderboards. It's the only app that I know of that allows organizations to do that, where you actually have live video where you can run it from each one of the boats, guys. But what do you guys think about that? Those slot limits that they're putting on the Alabama lake. Well, I guess lakes. I hear about how it's gonna mess up the tournaments. And it's supposedly might cut back on revenue and all kind of stuff for the area. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on that? Frisco said, whoa. Not the whoa. All right, so we're just moving, guys. We're covering water, throwing this crankbait. I'm trying to work my way back up to this point. Once I get up to this point, I'll slow down a little bit. I know Clint put me on a timer, so I'm probably sitting on what, about 3 minutes left, Clint? Mask Off Fishing says, what is the purpose of slot limits? So basically the way that it works is that if you catch a fish inside of that slot, well, is it inside or outside the slot? Well, basically, if you catch a fish that is within that slot limit instead of outside of those numbers, then you have to throw those fish back immediately. You can't even put them in the boat, which they're looking at basically saying that will decrease the fish mortality rates because those fish will not be held in live wells, get beat up, and go through all the stress of being in a live well for a tournament. So in turn, that is supposed to decrease fish mortality on the lakes. So that is the purpose of it. Outdoors with Preston said, I had to leave for a minute. He said, any luck? No, sir, not yet. And you know, we're kind of running out of juice, guys. Let me see if I can charge this back up, but I don't think I can. All right, so we're gonna fish for a few more minutes and then I'm gonna have to change the camera view because we don't have enough juice to keep on rolling. So once we get out here to this point, then I'll go ahead and change things up a little bit. Outdoors with Preston says, put some stank on it. Put some stank on that crankbait. Chicken Off says, sorry, it's actually 14 to 20. It will be very painful to throw back a 16-inch bass. All right, we're just cruising. We're just cruising. Frisco says, but still good to take a photo or two, maybe even post on FishX Live. There you go. There you go. But yeah, so if you run a live tournament on FishX Live, even if you have the slot limit, you're still able to do catch, weigh, release, and have all of your catches and everything live and photoed. Clint Perry said, time is up. Oh, I didn't make it. But he said, I'll still give one away anyway. All right, guys, let me change things up a little bit because shout out to Clint Perry. He came through. He said, let me go ahead and hit you guys with the gifted membership anyways. And that gifted membership went to Lundsey. Everybody put Clint Perry in the chat once again. He's always getting active in here, building that money team up. All right, we're gonna see if we can get some juice in here so we can keep rolling. And you know what? It must be the actual cable, guys, because I'm still not charging yet. Let's see. All right, guys, looks like it is time to end this stream because I cannot, we're running out of power and I'm not able to charge up. All right, well, let me just show you guys the nice view. Shout out to Clint Perry for the gifted memberships. I think Clint Perry is the sponsor of today's live stream, guys. We're going to be back out here once again tomorrow. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. We got to go ahead and head out. I don't have a way to keep the juice rolling, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody that came in and hung out with us today. If it's not raining, guys, I'll see you guys back out here tomorrow. We'll try something a little different. We'll go back out to those ditches in the backs of the coves because I'm pretty sure that's where those fish are stacked up. I just tried something a little different today, but you see it didn't work. But hey, sometimes that's fishing. You got to get out here and see where these fish are located at. And it's something that is very good because you can log those fish into that app, FishX Live, guys. Make sure you go to fishxlive.com. And that way you can build that journal up. So as the seasons come and go, you can follow those fish and log those notes in that online journal on FishX Live, all right? All right, really appreciate everybody. I will see you guys on the next live stream.